So, for starters, the game is a standalone, not expansion, nor DLC.
No, it's a standalone game. It's a single-player RPG game. It was first designed to be an expansion to Gwent, but it grew during the process, and at some point we realized, hey, it's like 30 hours of gameplay, so it doesn't really make sense to call it an expansion anymore. It's a full-blown game.
Yeah. And how as to localize expressions to 12 different languages?
Well, The Witcher is like The Witcher takes. So The Witcher universe is a fantasy setting. So basically, we're trying in each language to, of course, we give it to the translators, but we encourage them to try to find like a nice style for each language. For example, using a little bit more archaic expressions. For example, in Thronebreaker, Queen Meve is a royalty, so probably her way of speaking is also certain. Each language has its own, let's say, rules, because, for example, in English you have all those accents.
Yes.
But, for example, this kind of accents don't work in other languages because it's kind of like a cultural and also like a thing like people are used to. So we're trying to find something that will be special for each language, but it will still feel cool
Natural.
and nice. Yes, exactly, natural.
Nice. So, why the history of Meve specifically? Like, you have the books based on The Witcher, comic books, the game itself. So, why Meve?
Because she's a very interesting character. Actually, she comes. She's from the books. She's described in the books. Of course, it's not a lot. So we actually, we're always trying to find like a compelling, interesting story. So we have to think, okay, what would be like a nice story to tell? And we decided like Meve is a very interesting character because she has a really strong personality. She's like this super strong, courageous, beautiful warrior queen. And in the books, you like Geralt encounters her in a specific point, and we took this small piece and decided, okay, so but what happened all around it, and this is how we actually developed the story. So the story is really compelling and engaging, and Meve is a very strong character, and she has a lot. Like she goes through a lot, so she has to do a lot of tough choices that have consequences. She needs to decide whether she wants to be like a compelling, passionate, compassionate queen, or maybe just be the iron fist ruler warrior that doesn't look back and just goes forward with full force.
And we'll have, I mean, perhaps a spoiler alert here, but we'll have any known Witcher characters universe there?
That's a spoiler. I would say so. Like, I wouldn't like to destroy someone's fun of playing by saying anything. It's the Witcher world.
Perhaps. Or...
It's the Witcher world. So basically, there are characters that have been mentioned or even shown in the game or in Gwent, etc. So basically, we work on this world, but like I can't go into details because I don't want to spoil the fun.
Okay. And after the result of Thronebreaker, is there any intention of doing another one like this?
We'll see. We'll see. Well, the Witcher universe is a very interesting world. There are a lot of stories we could tell, but of course we always need to answer ourselves the questions like, are we able to find a nice story that is good quality, has something to say, and would be like a nice game. So at this point we're focusing on Thronebreaker. I hope you'll love Thronebreaker, and probably it's also depending on how is the feedback, because like nobody wants to do games that
doesn't have a good result. Yeah.
Exactly. So if you like Thronebreaker, give us a shout, like give us feedback, and maybe in the future we'll do another one.
Okay, just now to close this, what's your favorite race and card on Gwent, and why?
Oh, the faction. I think Skellige. I always played Skellige a lot, and with the card. Well, I'm a orphan after the Queen's Guard. So the deck, it's an old deck. It's not viable anymore for a long time. With Ceres, that like the Queen's Guard that come up from the graveyard, and Ceres with them. So you can't really play this deck anymore, but I still.
It's your favorite one.
Yeah, I loved playing it actually. So.
Okay, it's okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.